All those beautiful people out there in Radio Land. Okay, YouTube's up. That's awesome. I'm just checking doing all the keeping ups here, making sure that all the information's getting to where it should be, and it looks like it is. You should be receiving today's stream at 720p, which isn't necessarily considered high definition anymore, but it still looks good enough for you to just hear this transmission or this broadcast. But welcome back. Thanks again for joining us on this latest installment of That Late Night Voice. This, I believe, is That Late Night Voice number 5. And it is titled Hail to the Heavy-Hearted. And it's funny because that means absolutely nothing in regards to what I plan to discuss this evening. Whatever it is we talk about will be whatever the universe has deemed fit for conversation this evening or this late in the morning. It's currently 12:17 a.m. and this is just an impromptu meeting of the minds, if you will. You know, just wanted to get on here and check in with y'all and make sure everything is good and make sure you know everything is well with you and you're enjoying your life and you know you're living right and feeling good, because you always got to remember that I'm here for you and I always will be. You understand? You underdig? You picking up what I'm putting down? Well, good. I hope you will come and continue to join us as we do more of these. Again, like I said, there was no particular notion in play in regards to this conversation. It's just I want every now and then to broadcast just a chill voice for y'all to just, you know what I mean, sit back and, I don't know, kick your feet up or just get relaxed too. You know, if you got some wine or, you don't have to have any sort of libation such as alcohol. You know, if you have some tea or something like that, you know, anything to do. The main goal, the main purpose here is just to sit back, relax, and thoroughly enjoy what this moment is right here. Maybe that's what we'll discuss more. This moment. Because after all, that's the only thing that really matters right now, right? It's this moment right now. And everybody always talks about, you know, you hear it all day, all the gurus and all the spiritual teachers and all the self-help people, and they always talk about, you gotta be in the moment. You gotta be in the moment. And while, yes, that is definitely true, you know, that's, I guess, I think they say it so much that it becomes cliche almost, if that makes sense. But you know what? It's the truth. When you break it down, that's all that really matters here. It's just. So we're back. Forgive me, my computer software that I have set up is such that it disconnects me every so often to change certain personal information about my broadcast. So, again, if you missed the first 4 minutes, this is That Late Night Voice, number 5. Hail to the heavy-hearted, and your presence is always greatly appreciated. And I hope you will continue to join us as we talk about nothing and have a damn good time doing it. Again, these discussions are nothing but relaxing conversations that are meant to chill you out, mellow your vibe. You understand? So, I was just talking about the beautiful background music, the lo-fi music that we have added to the repertoire recently. I hope you guys dig that. It's lo-fi, if you're not familiar. It's like low. It's a chill hip hop sort of groove. A lot of times it has no lyrics per se. It's just nice chill grooves and beats and whatnot. So again, I hope you dig that. But one of the main things that I was that we were discussing previously was this idea of the present moment, and how you hear it so often these days that it's mainly become a cliche notion. But my point was that the thing is, it's the truth. That's all that really matters here is that. Goddamn, let me fix this microphone, guys. See, I gotta be comfortable when I talk to you guys. Otherwise, I don't feel like I can deliver that same comfort into your ears, you understand? So anyway, that's where that is really all that matters. And you hear it so often. You gotta be present in the moment, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just live for the now. And yeah, you just hear it so much. It's just like, geez, dude, man. Can you say that any other way? And yes, while you can say it every other way. That's the only point, really, to this whole spirituality game, in my experience. You know, and a common thread or thought in this whole enlightenment sort of field is that once you reach enlightenment or you've experienced it, you get the message. Like you've read every book, basically. Once you have the knowledge of self-awareness and this present moment and how it relates to our connection to this place, then every book that you read may offer somewhat of a better understanding of it, but the message is always the same, you know. So again, the only thing this is right here is just us being here in the present moment, chilling out, relaxing, kicking our feet back. You know, we're gonna set a spell. You understand? But geez, you guys, yeah, like I said, I want to do these ever so often, and it's just no pressure, no frills sort of sit down and convo sort of situation, you know. Where maybe I will also, excuse me, one day this will be perfect, I promise. And I really appreciate you for being here through the growing pains, if you will, you know. But I've started using this I don't know if you ever, because I have this mic arm. I know you guys know what a mic arm is. You know, it's that little metal rod that has like a joint or two in it, and you bend it. People using the podcast all the time, and you can move it to certain places. So I recently moved, and the old one, not the old, but the one that I was using before this, it kind of broke. It was cheap anyway. It wasn't very expensive at all, you know, a couple bucks, $35, something like that. And the place where you tighten it down wasn't it wouldn't tighten the arm, so it wouldn't stay up. So the whole time I'm doing these podcasts, I'm literally like holding the wire coming out of the mic just to keep enough tension in the arm so it doesn't go down and pull the mic from my face. So I had this other contraption that it's hard to explain. It's like a a bendy arm. It might be metal on the inside, but it's like, you know, one of those action figures or whatever where it's like a Gumby sort of thing. I might be telling my age, right? I don't know what y'all know about Gumby, but you know, it's like a wire frame sort of thing, you know, but it's thicker than that. So it has a clamp on it that you stick to the desk, and then you can kind of posture it in any way, you know, that's best for you. And then it has like this, it looks like a hair clip on the end of it, in my opinion. So it's just big enough to hold on to the microphone, and that's what we're using right now. You know, that's what we're sending this broadcast out to you on. But this one even is not necessarily strong enough to hold this mic up. You know, it's a condenser mic. It's one of those fat mics. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but when you see it, you know it. You know what I mean. But so I've been giving that a whirl recently, and it's been all right. But as you can see, occasionally I still go through my ups and downs trying to get it situated and whatnot. But either way, I don't know what you guys been up to lately, but I'm gonna tell you some of the things that have happened on this side and some of the changes that are being made over here. Maybe you guys and gals can let me know in the comments, you know, what's up with your life and your situations and your haves and have-nots. You underdig? But for the past year or so, I have been working towards getting my CDL. I'm gonna go drive trucks. And while I won't have nearly as much time to make videos and whatnot, not that I was making a whole bunch before, it's still, I feel like, a perfect sort of occupation for the times when I do have time. I can sit in the back of my truck, and all I really need is a laptop and a computer arm, and a audio processor too, but that's not a huge deal. But you get my point. It doesn't take much, you know, to sit here and talk to y'all and send these transmissions out to you and shoot my love into your universe. Shoot my love into your universe. But that's what's going on there. But this whole process has just been ridiculous. You understand? I mean, just mainly because of the whole vid situation. Starts with a C, ends with vid, you know, but it's made it so difficult for one to, you know, go to the DMV and, you know, get there, because I studied for the test last year, like September-ish, and then I went to go sign up for the test, and then come to find out they're only doing appointments only. And of course, you know how the DMV usually is. They're always backed up, or you know what I mean, to no end. So picture how it is when you have to have an appointment before you go. So I literally had to make an appointment for like 2 months out before I could go test to get my learner's permit. So I go the first time and I take the test, flying colors. You know what I'm saying? No problem, no issues. High speed, low drag. I don't know, I missed like one question, maybe something like that. But then I go to the counter to finally get my, you know, for her to do my paperwork and whatnot. And she's like, yeah, so let me see, can I see your medical card? I believe I said, my what? my what now? She said, yeah, your medical card. And I, you know, my heart dropped because I knew what she was referring to. But I knew that I didn't have it because I knew we had to have a DOT physical, but I didn't know that we had to have it to get our learners. I thought we had to have it to get our CDL permit. But it makes sense as to why they require it before you even get your learners, because you have to literally drive the truck, you know. So this is like October sometime by this time, and I leave, go home. I'm fairly heated, you know, but I try to feel these emotions initially and then let it go, because I'm human. There's nothing wrong with feeling anger or feeling frustration, or you know what I mean. You just can't become that anger or that frustration. So it's natural. That's why we're here, to experience this place. So you feel that anger, you feel that emotion, that frustration, and then you release it into the universe. Don't hold on to it. It's when you hold on to it is when it begins to erode your soul and you know and to eat at you, you know, make you bitter and things like that. So I was pissed initially. I went home, got myself together, got back online, and I made another appointment. Can you guess when the next available appointment was? Mind you, this is October sometime. Was it October? Was it no? Yeah, October sometime. The next available appointment that I made was January 19th of the next year, this year, 2021. So I was a little upset about that too, needless to say. So, what can you do though? So I got me a little part-time job, running packages and things like that. No, it wasn't Amazon, but it was something kind of similar to it, just to kind of keep a little money in my pocket, on my way to test to get my learners. Now, mind you, you can't go to any CDL schools until you have your learners. Most of them these days won't take you, until, you've gotten your learners. So, I get the part-time job, work it, yada yada yada. The whole time uh, I'm, uh, I'm adjusting this mic is what I'm doing. The whole time I'm studying, for this test. There's an app on your phone. It's like a CDL prep app. They have a few of them, but I found one that I was comfortable with. It has a lot of good reviews as far as people testing out, having good results in regards to the questions that are in the app. So I stuck to that one app basically, and and just drilled through that app, constantly. Every day I would do like one test on there or something like that, and I did that every single day until it was time to, to take my learners again. So I had gotten a whole part-time job. I had moved, all kinds of stuff that has happened in between me just trying to get my learners, so I quit that job because I relocated and I moved, and I've been studying the whole time, and finally the day comes when it's time to get my CDL. My learner's permit. So, mind you, I figured I'd take this opportunity to get all my endorsements for it. So, endorsements are like, there are other aspects of the license that you have to be qualified for to drive particular types of trucks. Those, you have one that allows you to drive trucks with air brakes, and you have one that allows you to drive trucks, pull 2 or 3 trailers behind it. Now you guys have seen the double, the tractor trailers that are pulling the double, trucks behind it. Then you have other endorsements that allow you to drive the tank vehicles, and those have liquid in them, and you need a special endorsement for that because it takes skill, because that liquid, I don't know if you ever experienced a whole lot of liquid. Water is heavy and it's very fluid. So if you hit the brakes, all that fluid is going to surge. They call it surge in one direction or the other. It's easy to tip it over, or it's easy to if you slam on your brakes, that water surges. That truck is going to keep moving. You can't slam on your brakes. So you go through these different endorsements to qualify to drive certain vehicles, and certain companies require these endorsements so that so you can drive these different sorts of loads that they have, for their whatever customers that they may work with. So I figured I'd take this opportunity, because the last time I just went and I just got my regular air brake combination vehicle CDLA learner's test, and I passed that. I figured since I had to come back in a whole couple months, why didn't I just take this opportunity to study for all of the endorsements, and I'll just take all the endorsement tests and qualify for all of them. So all these months pass by, and this is what I'm studying for. So I go, the day finally comes. I make it all the way out, because when I moved, I had moved further out from where I was initially, so the journey was longer for this place where I made this appointment. But I finally make it over there, and I'm about to take three different tests aside from just get my giving them my medical card. So I go in there, my appointment's at like 11 o'clock, right? Everything is going smoothly until I actually get in the building, and I give him my information, my paperwork. I say, yeah, I want to take this endorsement, this endorsement, this endorsement. He's like, okay, cool. He stands at the computer for about 5 minutes, punching in some information. He's like, okay, here, go ahead and stand in front of the camera, take the picture. Okay, stand in front of the camera. Cheese. I'm smiling and whatnot, right? Cause I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. You know what I mean? I love living, breathing, and whatnot. You dig? So I smile, and then he goes back. He starts click, 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 click. He's typing, click, 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 click. Another 5 minutes go by. Click, 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 click. He's like, let me see that other paperwork, your medical card and whatnot. Give him that through the glass. Click, 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 click. Another 5 minutes go by. He's like, okay, go ahead and spell your name for me, and okay, sign the little pad right there. You know, the little like the little ATM thing right there that they have. You know, you got to sign, put your signature on it for your ID and whatnot. I'm like, okay, all right, I sign it. Beep, the little thing goes off, right? So then he's like, okay, click, 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 starts typing. I'm like, okay, all right, so I'm about to go back in and take my test. I'm standing. Another 5 minutes go by. Another 10 minutes go by. And now, at this point, there's no more typing. And homeboy standing there scratching the back of his head. It was at this point that I realized I don't know, you guys. Forgive me, this thing keeps disconnecting on me. It's because I got all this great equipment in here, and it's just wonderful, you know. So, let me go back to my site here. Says that I'm back up. So, I guess we'll call this part 2. So, anyway. So, I'm standing there. It's been, I don't know at this point. I've taken a picture twice already. He's typed in that keyboard for about a half hour now. I've signed the pad 2 or 3 times. And I'm asking him at this point, so is everything all right? You know, what's going on? Is everything cool? He's like, yeah, just hold on one second. African guy, you know, and I don't know what your experience has been with African folks. Mine is hit or miss. I've met some of the most amazing people I've ever met, you know, that were African, that were, you know, kind and thoughtful, you know, hardworking individuals. And then I've met others that didn't want to have a damn thing to do with me, or that's how I felt. This guy was right, probably closer to, I didn't feel like he was offended talking to me, but he wasn't far from it. That's how I felt. So anyway, he had me sign that pad about 3-4 times, and I took the picture about the same amount of times. So at this point, I'm asking him like, hey, is anything I can do to help you out? Is there any more information you need? He's like, no, can you please go have a seat over there, and then I'll call you over here when I'm ready. So again, I'm trying not to be heated. I'm a little disappointed, but it's kind of difficult not to be upset when you waited 2 months and had 2 appointments, and you get here on time with everything in order, and then you get asked to sit down, and then you see other people being helped by that same guy who for some reason didn't know what was going on with your situation. I mean, it was tough. You know, it was tough. After you went through a couple people, mind you, it's like, I don't know, maybe 11:45 now or something like that. He goes through a couple people. I walk up, hey sir, what's going on? Can you at least tell me what's happening? Or you haven't told me anything. You just asked me. He said, well sir, please, just sit down. Just please sit down. And I'm like, geez, man, I don't have a problem with waiting per se, as long as you let me know what's going on. So I sat there all the way up until these folks went to lunch. He talked to his manager. His manager was scratching the back of his head. And then them folks came up and told me, hey, look, we about to go to lunch, so you need to leave up out of here, and then you need to come back in about an hour. I said, are you serious? What can I do? I don't want to raise a ruckus in there. I need what I need, you know what I mean? And this was the last appointment, by the way. This was the last appointment that they had that I could find in the system. Like, there were no more appointments for what I was trying to get done after this for the DMV. I don't even know if they're doing that anymore. I don't know if they putting CDL situations on hold or what, but so I leave and I come back after lunch, and I stand there with homeboy. He clicks on that keyboard for about another 10 minutes or so. And then he finally says, okay, follow me over here. I'm going to set you up for the first test. And he says, I'm taking 3 tests, mind you. The last time the woman let me take 3, at one time. He set me up for 1. He said, I'm going to put you on for 1, and then you come get me, and then I'll set you up for the next ones. So I did the first one. Flew by, I breezed right through it. And I'm sitting there while he's helping other people again. And I go up. I'm like, okay, sir, you ready? He's like, yeah. And he starts clicking on that keyboard again. Another 10 minutes go by, another 15 minutes go by. Long story long, come to find out, 2 of those endorsements that I was trying to take, you can't take for your learners, and I was just being too proactive. I was being too high speed because you can't legally get those endorsements until you have your freaking CDL already. So by this time, it's about 4 o'clock in the evening. Before he called like some sort of regional branch on the phone. And these folks finally told him, oh, he can't take those until he has his CDL. So I spent all day in the DMV. And at least I got my learners. But the point of that story, the point of it all, is just to say, it's been a long time coming. And I pray that the universe looks out for me as I traverse this new journey called trucking. And hopefully, because of all my hardships getting in, that the universe will bless me heavily, for being so determined and and seeing it through, But anyway, I don't know what happened with the whole with the connection issues. I'm gonna have to look into it because I haven't really had any situations like that previously. The internet is the fastest that they have. It's like 230 gigs a second, or megabytes, 230 megabytes a second, or however you measure it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not well versed in that sort of IT situations, but that's the best that they offer. And I don't know if you guys notice, but I don't feel like I notice much of a difference. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is it because it's my computer is old, or it feels like at a certain point your internet, it's too fast for you to even realize. Does that make sense? So I don't know, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue to hold y'all, but I got much love for you, and I sincerely hope that you continue to stick it out with me and kick it with me and show me love as much as I show you guys, because I do sincerely have much love for every last one of you. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, leave them in the section below, and and maybe that's something that I'll discuss in future videos. Anything, well, I don't know, as long as YouTube will let me tactfully discuss it, because I'm releasing a video on censorship later today, actually, so check that out when you get an opportunity. But either way, like I said, it's growing pains, and I'm really a perfectionist on a lot of things, and I don't like to do things unless it's where I feel like it should be. And I want things to feel professional, you know what I'm saying, and sound good and look good and whatnot. But I think that's a part of growing, and this in itself is a lesson for me and possibly for you guys, just realizing that sometimes you can't have it like that initially. Sometimes we gotta just start walking, and it's the walking that creates the perfection, if that makes sense. It's the doing that enables us to obtain the knowledge required to reach that level of perfection that we so badly seek. So that's what's happening here. Sometimes the internet cuts off, sometimes the streams are low quality, sometimes this happens, sometimes that happens, and like I said, it's about growing pains. It's all about growing pains. So I'm learning definitely by leaps and bounds just by doing this, and I'm hoping that I can keep this up as I have less time throughout the day, to do these sorts of things. I pray that the universe offer me the strength to continue to do these for not only you guys but for myself too. Because like I said, I've learned by leaps and bounds by doing this myself. By trying to offer you all, some entertainment slash possibly some knowledge slash, just, I don't know, just an all around sort of channel. You understand? Maybe some laughs here and there, but I plan to discuss some very well. I won't say plan. I've been considering discussing some very sensitive things and life experiences, as far as on my side that have happened to me. And I don't know where I'm at yet, because some of it has to do with my family, and it's not just about me necessarily, as much as how they would feel about just me discussing these things. On one hand, it's a thought that I don't know if I should do it, because it's not for me to talk about, their business as it relates to me and my life. But at the same time, I also see the perspective of possibly someone being able to take something from it, and maybe it will help them in their lives, or help them avoid certain situations or obstacles that, may surface in their reality, But we coming to it, y'all. We coming to it. But either way, it's Philosopher King. I greatly appreciate your time, your times. I got much big love for you, and I hope you continue to stick it out with me and show face as I do. But I guess it is what it is, you guys, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. All right, till next time, y'all. Peace out.